Hello guys, this is a presentation or video lecture prepared for a webinar series on language practitioners and researchers organized by Linguistic Empowerment Cell JNU. I thought this will be helpful for my researchers as well as all the researchers in our university and other universities. So thought of doing a video on this. So this is basically about the pilot study in research. We all know about research methodology, steps in research, etc. But as researchers in English literature, we often do not come across a step called pilot study. But it is an essential step in all other social science and humanities stream research, especially research on education, language, linguistics, etc. This is one of the major step in the research process. So even if you are a literature researcher and if you have some sort of data to analyze, for example, you need to take a survey, or if you are doing some sort of sampling in your study, suppose for example you are doing research on folk literature and folklore, study of folklore, you need to actually go and talk to a particular minority cultural group and you need to get some sort of data from them. So in points like that you might need some sort of data analysis like sampling or taking a small group and talking to them, conducting interviews or getting information by filling in the questionnaires or something like that. So uh, in that case you need to do a pilot study in research before actually going into the actual research process. And today we'll look into why this is essential. Okay, so pilot study is basically a study with a small group before you plan it with a target group as a whole for your research. This will actually help you to save your time and also to be sure with your data. All those things we'll deal with in detail in the slides. So, coming to the term pilot study, the Oxford Dictionary defines a pilot project or study as an experimental, exploratory, test, preliminary, trial, or tryout investigation. And other dictionaries like statistical dictionary and epidemiological dictionary provide similar definitions like small scale test for the methods and procedures to be used on a larger scale if the pilot study demonstrates that the methods and procedures can work. Also, we have another definition. It is an investigation designed to test the feasibility of methods and procedures for later use on a large scale or to research for possible effects and associations that may be worth following up in a subsequent larger study. So these are some of the dictionary definitions for this pilot study. So this happens just before your data collection procedure. So before you when you write the methodology of research, after the aim, objective, hypothesis, you will go naturally go to the methodology. So in that you will be mentioning the data collection first. So before the data collection or the you will be having some plans to collect the data in your mind. So before going into a large scale data collection, you will be actually focusing on the pilot study about the data you are collecting, whether it is feasible or not. It will be enough or not. Okay, in pilot study, a researcher can actually refine a research question. It is, as I mentioned, it's a preliminary small scale study of the major research study or a pretest of a particular research instrument or procedure. Such studies are conducted using participants who closely resemble the targeted study population. So just you can take the think about the example of that folklore study I mentioned in the beginning. So you can make use of quite a lot of a few sample like 5 or 10 people in a group, and you can like make some sort of study. Then a pilot or feasibility study is a small experiment designed to test logistics and gather information prior to a larger study in order to improve the latter's quality and efficiency. A researcher can identify or refine a research question, figure out what methods are best for pursuing it, and he can also estimate the how much time and resources will be necessary to complete the actual research, because some sort of research will be having some sort of external funding. So you can also make out whether the funding is will be sufficient enough to do if you are going on your with your research project with these kind of data, whether it is possible to finish off your research on time and within the limits of that funding. Then, pilot studies can be conducted in both quantitative and qualitative methods, and also it can make use to determine the best research methods, and also it can troubleshoot unforeseen issues in the project. Because, for example, if there is some ethical issues and all coming up, when especially when you do some sort of ethnographic studies, um, we never know. So all these things you can troubleshoot in the beginning itself, and also you can analyze whether the research project is feasible. Pilot studies, it can be conducted, as I mentioned earlier, in both quantitative and qualitative method. And also a systematic review of literature adds more information on the variability of the data you are taking. So while you are doing this sampling thing or the pilot study itself, if you are doing this review of literature in detail, you will understand what changes in the variables are to be made. Now, also, let us look into the advantages of conducting a pilot study. Of course, all these large scale research projects tend to be complex, taking a lot of time to design and execute, and typically require quite a bit of funding, as I mentioned earlier. Conducting a pilot study beforehand allows a researcher to design and execute a large scale project and in an as especially in a good methodological way as possible, and can save time and cost by reducing the risk of errors or problems. So by conducting a pilot study, you can definitely identify or refine a hypothesis or a set of hypotheses. And especially when it comes to this language studies or language teaching, ELT, your ELT studies, or linguistics, there will be a set of hypotheses, so you can identify or refine this list. Also, you can identify and evaluate a sample data field of study or a data set, whether it is sufficient or not. And also testing research instruments like survey questionnaires, interview, discussion, statistical formulas. And you know that of course all the linguistic research and language not language education research that are being conducted in the field of education needs a kind of statistical analysis. You can rethink about the formulas there. Then you can estimate the time and cost, as we mentioned earlier, and also you can find whether the research goals and this design are realistic, or are they in a hyper real situation where you can't achieve it in at any point of time. Also, producing preliminary results that can help secure funding and other forms of institutional investment. Suppose it is a major research project by an institution, there will be two investigators involved in. Suppose you are the principal investigator and the other person is the secondary investigator, and how this thing should work. And also you need to, a certain amount of funding will be going for the institution also. So all these things you can plan and move. Then it also helps to check that the instructions given to the investigators are comprehensible, and also it helps to check the reliability and validity of the results. That's only the final portion of it. So these are some of the advantages while doing this pilot study. And also there are four major qualitative research techniques that can be used as a part of pilot study. They are this in-depth interviews that are being conducted, and also the focus group, then the panel, and the projective technique. And also I'll be giving you an example of how this qualitative research and pilot research and quantitative research pilot research are being conducted. First we look into the quantitative pilot research study. And one example, suppose you want to analyze the impact of second language learning using digital methods in high school students or any college students or any age group of students. So we can use the social survey method. To best design and execute this research, you would first want to select a data set to use, such as the general social survey method. For example, you can take this. There are different kind of social survey methods. There are different kinds of questionnaires that are available, and you can set the questions. What all things to be. You can first of all you can choose a small group, a group of 5 students. That is just an example. You can add more like 10 or 15 depending upon your actual study range. Suppose you are conducting the study upon 150 or 200 students, you are just taking a sample of 5 or 10 in order to see whether this is feasible, this study will go on like this. And whether and also you can prepare the survey questions based on all these aspects: gender, economic status, place of residence. Especially when you use digital methods, of course place of residence, the connectivity stuff, digital connectivity, access to internet, all these things matters, and economic status of the student. So depending upon the data you need, you can chart the data. And also there will be a statistical analysis towards the end. So in the process of analyzing the relationship, you are likely to realize the importance of other variables that may have an impact on access to digital learning. For example, is this place of residence, educational level, even the education level of parents might matter at that point. So you can revise and redesign your questionnaire when you do this sample research or the pilot study. So going through this pilot study process will allow you to work out the nicks in your research design and then execute high quality research. Now we look into the qualitative pilot research study. The same thing, we are taking the same thing, analyzing the impact of second language learning using digital methods in high school students. Same thing, we are taking the same group here. This interview based on questionnaire, especially yes or no questions, or some sort of questions with solid answers. And because they need to know the quality. For example, questions like do you like this e-learning, and or do you like lecture method, like that, questions like that, yes or no, only this these options will be given. So these pilot studies can, and especially the qualitative analysis, can be made with the help of interview based studies. The researcher might choose to first do a pilot study consist of, of a couple of focus groups or focus students, in order to identify questions and thematic areas that would be useful to pursue in-depth one-to-one interviews. So this kind of study can be useful because while a researcher will having a notion of what questions to ask on top and topics to raise, she may find that other topics and questions arise when members of the target group talk about themselves. So based on that, you can actually change the question. Suppose you are about to ask, okay, how effective is this? Do you think this is effective? But the students are talking with themselves about some things like this role play or group discussion or something like that, which can improve their skills, real life, this LSRW skills. So you can definitely redesign your questionnaire like that. So the data coding, the data you got from the kind of the quality, the group you are focusing on. After a focus group pilot study, the researcher will have a better idea of how to craft an effective interview for a large research project. So based on this questionnaire, you can work on your question and prepare something else for the, prepare something in a better way for the larger group, so that your research process will be smooth. Now there are certain most important reasons for conducting these pilot studies. One is the, you can analyze the process, the whole process of research, by assessing the feasibility of the steps that need to take place as part of the actual research. For example, you can, especially this you can be thorough with the statistical data. You can make sure that okay, you will get the ample variety of statistics, or the ample this data collection will be there to get the desired results. Now, also you can check upon the resources, assess methods to collect some pilot data. Suppose this questionnaires won't work, you need to interview them personally. You can actually give out data sheets as well as you can go and meet them personally and take the interview. Suppose this giving out the form doesn't work, you find that okay, these people discuss with each other and writing the same answers. Okay, in the sampling or the pilot study time, okay, change the method, go for the personal interviews, talk to them by one to one, like that. In some way or other, try to change the method. Now now the management, how this human resources are being used, data optimization problems, and that personal data management and participating centers, whether your research institution or if you are conducting a research on this high school students, of course that parent institution, that school is also involved, their management is involved. So all those things you can check upon. And also in case of scientific research, of course this step is also there. The assessment of scientific experiments, cost, impact, desired results, all these things, especially the expense that happens in the laboratory, all those things that can be analyzed in much earlier. Now, how to interpret the results of a pilot study? What all things happen after the pilot study? Uh, Sometimes you will terminate the home study itself, because you will understand that you cannot proceed with the actual research with the this sort of data. So sometimes you need to change the course of the study itself. Sometimes you can proceed with the main study after modifying the study design, changes in data and all, as we mentioned now. Not necessary, and sometimes it will not be necessary to modify the study design, but requires thorough monitoring throughout the study procedures. Because as I told you, suppose you give away the forms and the students are giving wrong information, that might affect your desired result also. That's why. And also sometimes you can proceed without modifying the study design, so you can be confident with your part. So in the this method section, categories for assessing the validity of the criteria and procedures to be applied in the main study should be defined, and the criteria to determine validity should be established. Also, some certain things will be included as well as excluded. The criteria of participants or this data, all these primary, secondary materials you are taking, all these things will be analyzed. Also, in the this validity part or the result section, finding section, also you will be looking into more and more information, and all those primary, secondary outcomes, everything you will be checking. And also discussion should be focused on determining whether or not the main study is feasible. Previous no, okay. And all those listed items in your questionnaires will be checked and summarized. And also some things, when you feel that okay, these are biased, you will change the design. And in many cases, pilot studies are conducted to generate data for sample size calculation, whether okay, this should be extended to a larger group or smaller group. This seems especially sensible in situations where there are no data from previous studies to inform this process. Suppose you are doing something on tribal literature, and you are going to analyze the tribal culture of a particular group, and there is no such studies earlier is available about that particular tribal group, then you will be seriously in trouble. You are in lack of this review of literature and other information. That means you don't have enough ample data to show this. In that case, you can't predict how your research course will move on. So in that case, this will be very really helpful. When you talk to like five elderly people from that particular group, you will understand whether these people are ready to cooperate. They will be giving ample information, or what external knowledge you have about those particular group are right or wrong. All these things you can analyze. Especially this will be helpful for all those people who are doing in sociology research and all the social sciences. But still sometimes this will come to your literature part also. That's why I'm just focusing on it. And pilot studies should be well designed with clear feasibility objectives, clear analytic plans, and explicit criteria for determining success of feasibility. So there will be explicit criteria, in the sense it is like kind of very extensive. We can't say predict that, okay, and we will create these sort of questionnaires or these sort of objectives. We can't predict that. It will be an extensive range of criteria, and it should be kind of flexible, because in course of time all these things will change. While your research progresses, you can't actually predict whether this data is enough or not. They should be used cautiously for determining effects and variance estimates for power of sample size calculations. Finally, also they should be scrutinized the same way as full this your complete research, actual research. And if your sample research or the pilot study is that good, you can even think of publishing it before your actual research happens in the in you can actually get it published, or you can actually talk about in some of the conference or something like that, because this is a sample thing. In no way it is going to affect your major research project, because of course you need to publish uh, things, and you need to present papers on your actual research, but it shouldn't be the actual outcome. You need to, for the fulfillment of a thesis, you need to submit papers as well as um, this present things. For that you can use that. So I hope all of you are clear with the uh, what the use of pilot study, or the importance of pilot study in the research. So even though we are literature students, I guess we all are in the field of literature, I guess this is of some sort, uh, in some sort this will be useful to you. Okay, have a nice day. Thank you.